Hello and welcome, Nikki Mitchell here from Destinations Unlimited in the UK. I'm very excited to be part of Vera Virtual this year, and I wanted to talk about my company, Destinations Unlimited, a DMC sales and marketing company. Destinations Unlimited are now celebrating their 27th year. I run the company with my husband, Darren, my sister-in-law, Natalie, and Danielle Boucher, who is not actually family, but we consider her to be part of the family. We represent 44 DMCs worldwide, and the majority of our DMCs have been with us for over 15 years. All our DMCs are checked for liability insurance, financial security, and have to be established for at least 5 years. And of course, we do carry out research on their past performance with agencies before becoming part of our portfolio. All of our inquiries are handled in-house, and we will reply to you straight away to let you know we have received your inquiry, and we will follow up with you at all times. Proposals are sent with you in 3 working days unless advised you need it sooner. We have recently launched our own app, which is very exciting for us. This app is an excellent tool to assist you out of the office. Our app includes our destination showcases, providing unique ideas in different destinations around the world, and it also includes sample programs, sightseeing, welcome gifts, theme party ideas, and much more. The Destinations Unlimited team have recently undergone healthcare compliance training with compliance venues. This is an area that we have been working on in order to further enhance our service to those agencies working with pharmaceutical companies. This has provided us with a greater understanding of the challenges faced within this specialist sector, including how to report on transfers of values, selection process of hotels and restaurants, even down to the situations that arise on site. Therefore, you can be rest assured that your inquiries are handled with the necessary knowledge and understanding that is required for responding to your request for proposals. I'll be back for questions and answers on the 15th of November with Olga from ITB DMC in Spain. ITB DMC Spain have been with us since 1989, and here now to give you an insight why Spain is the perfect destination for incentives is Olga. Have a great show. Over to you, Olga.
Hello. My name is Olga Navarro. I am the Executive Director of ITB DMC, a destination management company here in Spain, and also a very proud member of the International Board of Directors for SITE, the Society of Incentive Travel Excellence. I'm here to present today a successful case study of an incentive trip that happened to win in 2013 the SITE Crystal Award for the best incentive in Europe. And not that I want to show off, but we are the only DMC in Spain that has ever been awarded with the Crystal Award for the best incentive trip in Europe. I'm going to present different pictures commented so that you know what was the content of that incredible program. And once you're aware of what was in it, I'll get back to you with further comments. I really hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Upon arrival to Bilbao, private transfer to the hotel, check-in, and straight to the formalities. Award ceremony at the University of Deusto with the performance of the Engineers Chorus. In 130 years of history of the university, we were the first company ever to organize a private event. This is the Guggenheim Museum, the masterpiece by Frank Gehry, and this is how the lobby looked when our participants got to the place. However, this is what they found out the lobby had transformed after they finished their private visit. 57 minutes, 76 staff, and lots of running up and down to turn this into an incentive experience. In the next morning, we started the day visiting some of the most famous cellars in the region. One, very classic, the other one, state-of-the-art in architecture and wine production. Next stop, the beautiful medieval town of La Guardia. You know, every single town in Spain has a moment in the year when they celebrate a big festival called Fiesta Mayor. Now, this day, the city of La Guardia woke up decorated as if it was the Fiesta Mayor, but it wasn't. We closed the entire town. We convinced them to recreate this big festival that normally takes 1 week in only 1 morning for our participants. We literally closed the village. It all started greeting the people by several folkloric groups in the Mirador Square. To be fully honest, I don't think anybody knew exactly what was going on. They saw this guy dancing a strange sort of dance, something that looked like a greeting. Then they saw this man who turned up to be the mayor of the city, delivering the bakila, an honorary wooden stick, very similar to delivering the keys of the city. Then everybody accessed through the fortress door into the town, only to find out that, oh my God, the main square was packed and all of their dancing troops and all of their artists were actually performing for them. We had groups coming from all over the region, the big heads, the giants, the runners, dulcinaris. A lot of names that don't mean much to you, but let me tell you this. The leading runner called Cachimorro, it's a very special figure for them. It only comes out once a year, and we managed to convince them how special this was. They accepted to run for us. The old people from this town, they still wonder what he was doing off season. Of course, lunch could not be just a lunch. We had the local band performing, and we set up in the church square. Very typical Spanish. Again, all the folkloric groups were showing up and performing before, during, and after lunch. Lunch, by the way, it had to be a barbecue. We are in the north part of the country, the best meat in Southern Europe by far. I know it's hard to imagine, but try to put yourself in these people's situation. You are in a medieval town in the north part of Spain. You're sitting in their church square. The mayor has greeted you, and you see one after the other local folkloric groups performing just for you. How would you feel? This is the essence of incentive travel, something so unique that money can buy. Something that will make you feel not only awarded but recognized. That day, the kids didn't go to school. They look at it like, what was going on? That day, one entire town skipped their duties just to make our people happy. That day was a day they will never ever forget. After a day full of emotions, that night we kept it easy. We enjoyed a wonderful tapas meal at Café Iruña with a traditional flamenco show. The morning of the third day started with a visit of the old town of Bilbao, followed by a little cruise in the Ria onto the Getxo Bridge. And from there, we proceeded to restaurant Azurmendi, at present awarded with 3 stars Michelin. The chef, Eneko Acha, had the gesture to welcome our participants, explain to them why he believes in sustainable culinary experiences. He closed the entire restaurant just for ourselves, opened the door of his kitchen, and instructed his team to do a demonstration of how they prepare those wonderful, amazing Spanish dishes. It was an experience that they are still talking about because there are not many 3 stars Michelin restaurants in the world you can privatize. The night was the gala night. It was the final event, and we made it happen in the Teatro Campos, the most reputed venue in Bilbao when it comes to scenery arts. And following with the commitment of involving the local people to the program, like the first night with the Engineers Choral or the second day with the village, here we produce an event not only using professional artists and acrobats, we also invited the local kids ballet school to perform in this memorable gala night. In the next morning, a brunch in the terrace of the hotel overlooking the city of Bilbao was the perfect wrap-up for an amazing incentive experience. What do you think? Not bad, huh? For a program? Really not bad at all. How would you feel if you were one of that troupe of participants that won the trip? Would you be engaged? Would you feel that your company cares about your performance and rewards you in an outstanding manner? Because that's the whole thing about incentive trip. I know people out of this world, they believe it's just about, eating lobster and drinking champagne. But at sight, and every professional in the MICE industry that is minimally aware about incentive travel, we know there's a bigger deal behind it. I must confess, I personally was not involved in that program. I didn't create the concept. I was not involved in any of the conversations. I actually learned mostly everything about the program after it happened, because I was traveling a lot and I wasn't spending so much in the office. The real brain behind all this is my president, Mr. Marco, and the one that put everything together is my dear colleague, Rosalind Hilson. But after everything happened, I was listening to some conversations and I was like, wait a minute, what did you say about shutting down a village and all of that? So they explained everything that they achieved and I was like, wow. Yeah, for an executive director, doesn't sound like I know what my people is doing. At the time, in 2013, I wasn't the executive director, okay? That's why I didn't know about it. Now I know more what my people are doing. Anyway, there is a lesson to learn, in my opinion, from this. The value of incentive travel, to me, it's water clear. You can read at the siteglobal.com website a number of studies conducted by the Site Foundation about the bonding that means for employees, what their companies do, incentives and all of that. I mean, I don't want to make a speech about the value of incentive travel because at this point, anybody watching, I'm sure you know. The lesson here is the value of using a local DMC for achieving something that is really outstanding. I could enter into a discussion about how much does a DMC bring into the table when the program is arrival transfer, meeting at a hotel, departure transfer, period. Well, maybe I could give you, maybe if you get me in a good day, I could give you the fact that in such a program, the DMC value, it's basically the experience on the hotel, the experience on location, but other than that, it's, not dead or alive kind of situation. But when you want to do a program that is really out of the box, that is really outstanding, and especially that touches the local suppliers, you really need a DMC there. And you need a DMC because if it would be easy, probably you will be doing it by yourself. You need a DMC because what is special, what is out of the box, what is a thing that money can buy, when it comes to discussing things that are really unique to the destination, you can't have the knowledge that we do. I mean, we are the true experts in Spain. And by now, I don't mean ITB, which we are. I'm also speaking on behalf of all of my colleagues and at the same time competitors. We are, because that's our job. And maybe you've been to Barcelona 100 times. Maybe if you have attended every single IBTM, you've been here, maybe 15 times? Well, I can assure you, any of my colleagues here in the office or any of my competitors can take you for a walk and, make you go like, okay, I thought I knew Barcelona. You don't, just because you've seen Sagrada Familia and, been here a couple of times and wander around. A destination is a lot more than that. And if what you want to do for your people is something that they couldn't do on their own, you can't act like the research you would do if you were going on your own vacation. The DMC will give you expertise, will give you contacts, and will give you security. We are like, that insurance of the car that you have to pay and it, kills you every year, that amount of money. But then when you have an accident, you're glad that you have that insurance. Well, that's the DMC on the logistics side. But on the creative side, we are the ones that can save you, that can make a difference. If I need to make some comments on that program you just saw, of course, the village thing was pretty unique. But what about being the first private company ever to have an award ceremony in the parade of the university. I mean, that's something you don't call from your office in Pennsylvania or in Nebraska or in Minneapolis, wherever, and you say, "Hi, my name is XYZ," and now, no, that doesn't happen like that. And if we're talking about Spain and we're talking about the Basque Country, that might be even harder because they are not as very consolidated destination within incentive travel, and therefore they wouldn't know what a incentive house is or why do we want to privatize a restaurant. I mean, I have been in situations here in Spain a long time ago where I called a restaurant and say, "Can you send me the contract for the dinner?" And the answer was, "Why? Do you want to buy the restaurant?" Well, that's how hard it gets sometimes, you know. If the place that you're discussing understands what a contract is, probably you're not the first one to use it. Let's put it like that. So because of this session is about successful case studies for Spain, and I just show you one, I just want to give you out of our own experience all the things that we have done. For example, we were the first company ever to make an event inside the bullfighting ring of Valencia. I mean, the event looked amazing, but I think we lost 3 years of our life in the 6 months of planning talking to the bullfighting ring, because most of the things that we were in need, like, you know, the lighting, security, the loading bay, the setup, those words were words that they have never heard before, you know, because what they do is bullfighting, and bullfighters don't need setup, you know, or don't need rehearsals, or don't need a loading bay to offload 400 chairs, things like that. It's the same thing when you want to do something in Madrid or in Barcelona. Yes, of course, there are venues that you can just go make your booking and all of that, but it is very difficult to be delivering a special program if you are using, you know, the usual stuff. So if I can give an advice, use a DMC in Spain. Maybe not us because you don't like my hair. Okay, but use a DMC in Spain. Use one that is a site member. Use one that is member of the Spanish DMC Association. Use one that is aware about what we're doing as an impact to the life of those participants. One that knows, like we do, what is the value of bringing something outstanding into the table. And if after watching this you have questions, I believe the system is going to allow you to make some questions that I can answer live. And if not, my email for you, Olga, OLGA, at itbdmc.com, or you can tweet me at Olga from Spain, or you can find me on site. I mean, just Google me. Google has a lot of information. They'll be able to help you. But remember, we DMCs are the ones that have the knowledge. Very happy to help, and thank you for your attention. Have a lovely day.